Thank you so much for joining Eat African and American. And today is our first day to make our smoothie. Yes, we're smoothie week. We're doing smoothie week number 1. So my goal is this week is to deliver to you guys at least 3 to 4 smoothies, okay, that you guys can use to substitute a breakfast in the morning. So we're going to be getting into that. And I also have 5 tips for your mental health. So it's not only about physical health, but also your mental health. So let's go ahead and get into the smoothie making. All right, you guys. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the smoothie making. So I just added a couple of strawberries just because I like strawberries. So today we're gonna be making a blueberry avocado smoothie. Okay. And so I'm just gonna do like a half a cup of blueberries. Maybe a little more. And we're only going to be using half of avocado, okay? Avocado has a lot of good healthy fats in it. So if you are the type of person who don't like vegetables or stuff like that, put them in your smoothie in the mornings. That way you can still get your greens, okay? There's ways to eat vegetables without actually having to just eat them straight out. Put them in your smoothies. And since I'm only going to be using half an avocado, so that my avocado doesn't go bad, leave the seed in it, because this will help your avocado not go as brown as quickly. Okay? And so you're just going to cut half of that in there. Alright? And then just take your other avocado, get your bag, and just put this in there so that you can use the other half for tomorrow. And I'm using the Ninja, okay? I have some moringa powder. This is also another way to get your greens in. If you guys know, you can put, buy like, they have like superfoods with like the greens and stuff like that in there, so that you can put that in there in case you don't have the spinach or anything like that. You can get the powder form. Alright, we're going to be using some coconut milk unsweetened. Okay, and I'm going to just try it with the half a cup. Alright, and then just because I like my smoothies a little sweet, I'm going to go in with a little sweetener. And I'm actually going to add a little more blueberries, because I love blueberry smoothies. Oh my gosh, they're so good. Add a little more blueberries. So I did like another half a cup. Okay, and then the last thing I'm going to do is put in my hemp seeds. So give me one moment. Alright, so we're going to be putting in just a teaspoon of hemp seeds and like 3 tablespoons of hemp seeds, 180 calories. So I'm just going to put 1 teaspoon of them, because I'm also going to add in, I just decided I was going to add in some chia seeds as well. Okay. And I just kind of do however much you like the chia seeds. Let me see how many. It's 150 calories for, I think, 3 tablespoons of hemp seeds. But I just use like a couple tablespoons, okay? So we're going to go ahead and see. That's simple. And I pretty much had most of this prepared, so I'm just going to actually put just a little milk, more avocado, coconut milk in there, just to make sure it blends well. And just put this baby on here. Okay. Make sure your blades are wet, and we're going to go ahead and get this thing blended. Okay, and when you hear that sound, see how it sounds? Alright, so I actually need to put some more milk. Alright, make sure that baby is wet, and I'm actually going to put a little more of blueberries in there too, because I still got a lot of space, I see. Just a little bit, not too many. Just about that, and then just a little bit. So I put a little more milk in there, and I'm putting a little more guava, and that's it, you guys. And then I'm gonna shake it up. Shake it up, shake it up, shake it. Alright, let's look at the final product here. Look at that. Look at that smoothie. Can you guys see that, baby? Nice and creamy. Alright, see that smoothie there? It's nice and pretty. Alright, and we're just going to go ahead and enjoy this while we get into the 5 tips for mental health. We'll be right back. Alright, you guys, we're going to go ahead and get into these 5 tips for good mental health. And my first tip of the day is to get rest. We need to get rest. Okay, I'm preaching to myself as well, because rest is a big part of our creativity, us being productive. We need to get sleep, because you know, when you rest, you feel better, you feel more energized, you're not sluggish. You know what I mean? So we have to work on getting our rest. Slow down. Okay, we're in this microwave generation right now where we want everything so quickly. You know what I mean? But the best thing is to get rest, so that we can get up between the hours of maybe between 4 and 6 and be productive. Because honestly, those are the hours when things God calls a productivity. When you wake up between 4 and 6 a.m., those are the hours where stuff begins to sprout, like creativity. You're more productive, your mind can think clearer. So you want to definitely work on getting rest. Okay, that's tip number 2, or tip number 1, excuse me. Tip number 2 is getting away from negative people. Oh, I cannot stress this tip enough. We have to get away from negative people. People who drain you with their life's problems. And I'm not talking about the people who are going through things and they really just need somebody to talk to, and they really are in a situation that they can't change. You know what I mean? Sometimes people are in situations that they can't just change overnight. So those people we do definitely want to be there to talk to and to uplift and to pray with. But for those people who are living their life and they constantly do the same things over and over and over, and they have not learned from their last 6 mistakes, you have to get away from those type of people sometimes, because they will drain you with their issues. They always have problems. If you don't see them trying to do anything to change themselves, to better themselves, to do something different, they're only there to be a drainer to you. What do they say about people who are insane? People who are insane, which a lot of us are, because we constantly do the same things over and over and over, and we constantly get upset because we're getting the same results. But once we start to change what we do, change our environment, change our people, change the things that we do, change how we do things, then things will begin to take a shift in our life. So we have to get away from negative people. I'm not also talking about sometimes people, you have people in your life who are going to, if you're doing wrong and they're going to tell you about it, those are not negative people. Those people are there to try to get you back on the right track. So sometimes I feel like people get it mixed up between a negative person who it just constantly always got issues in their life, and they're constantly wanting somebody to tell them the advice that they're never going to take. No, not those. I mean, those type of people are negative people, but people who are preaching to you, trying to constantly uplift you, tell you don't do this because they've lived it before, and they're trying to save you from doing the same things that they did. Those are not negative people. Those people are just trying to help you. Those people are trying to direct you. Those people are trying to guide you so that you don't continuously make the same mistakes. But people who constantly are in the same situation, doing the same thing with different people, those type of people, if you don't see them trying to do anything different in their life, if you don't see them trying to make any changes, move away, because they will drain you with their problems. Problems drain people. Negative energy drain people. So you want to get yourself around people who are productive, who are positive, who got goals, who think different. You don't want to be around somebody who think just like you. Sometimes you got to get yourself around people who think higher than you, so you can catch on, and so that you can be like, okay, all right, you know what? I never thought about that. That's a great idea. Let me start looking into that. So get around people who are positive. Get around people who are going to encourage you to do the right things. Some of us have so many people in our lives and friends that encourage us to do the wrong things, that when we try to do the right thing, then they looking at us like, I don't know you no more. I know you don't know me no more, because I'm on some different type of stuff. I'm on some positive stuff. Like, I can't get nowhere. The negative living haven't gotten me anywhere. But because I'm on some new stuff, you know what I mean? On positive stuff, that friend don't want to deal with you no more. Oh well, they was never a friend. They was never a friend. A friend is someone who sticks to you like a sister or a brother. Even when you guys don't speak on a daily basis, when you guys see each other, you guys still love on each other. They're going to always root for you. That is a friend. So get away from negative people. That's tip number 2. Tip number 3. Get alone. Get alone. God taught me this a long time ago, because I used to have a whole lot of friends. And don't get me wrong, it's nothing wrong with having a lot of friends, but sometimes your friends can be be distracting, excuse me. So you have to learn how to get alone. Deal with yourself. Learn how to deal with yourself. Deal with who you are. Like I'm telling you, when you get alone, God will start to show you things about yourself that you be like, oh, well, my attitude, or how you treat people, or the type of person you really are. Are you the type of person who just want to seek attention? Are you feel like you gotta, he'll just reveal these things about you. Jealousy, or are you a jealous type person? Like, God has revealed a lot of things to me about myself, and I be having to check myself. Like, Lord, like, I don't want to be like this. You know what I mean? God, deliver me from these thoughts, these ways, because I don't want to be like this. But you know how I realized those type of ways is because I got by myself, and I had to deal with myself and my thoughts, and I had to realize that there's some things that I need to work on about myself. Am I a good friend? Am I a good sister? Or am I a good mother? Am I a good whatever? Being by myself makes me come to realization about myself and what I need to deal with myself, and that I don't need other people around me to validate me. Love you. Nobody can love you more than you. Not your children, not your spouse, not your cousin, your mother, your brother, your sister. It takes you to love you first. Nothing is going to validate you but you. That is so important. Nothing is going to validate you more than you. You have to learn how to love yourself. We have to learn how to love ourselves, especially as women of color. We have to learn how to love ourselves. Okay? Validate yourself. Tip number 4 is to get around positive people. Read positive books. Watch positive things. I like to watch Patrice Washington. And there's some other people I'll name later on. But I just like watching her because she talks about purpose. And she talks about chasing purpose and not money. When you chase your purpose and not money, then the money follows. So you need to get around people who are going to direct you in the right area. You know what I mean? That speaking knowledge to you, making you think of ways to become a better person. Get to the point where you start to research things that you want to do. If it doesn't take you nothing but 10 minutes of your day, at least 30 minutes of your time, sit at the computer or on your phone and research what you want to do. And move. I can't stress that enough. We have to learn how to move into it, because sometimes we can talk about things that we want to do, but unless we move into it, then nothing happens. So you have to move. And I'm preaching to myself as well. We have to move. So get around positive things. Listen to positive music. Listen to motivational speakers. Listen to scriptures. Whatever your flow is, whatever you like, that's positive. It's not necessarily has to be religion. You know what I mean? Whatever it is that keeps your spirit uplifted and is going to move you into a new place, into a higher spirits, into a better you. Listen to those things. If you want to learn how to invest or build wealth, or you want to be a nurse, or you want to be a doctor, or whatever it is that you want to do in life, start looking at stuff that has to do with those things. And I'm telling you, your brain will begin to move you towards those things and begin to shift things in your atmosphere. You'll begin to put things into position to where that you can learn more about that. And then you'll start maybe going applying for different things so that you can become what you want to become. My fifth and last tip is look in the mirror. I did this for a while. Look yourself in a mirror, a physical mirror, okay? And tell yourself that you love yourself and that you're great, that you can be anything you want to be. Tell yourself you're good. Tell yourself, just look yourself in the mirror, okay? And tell yourself who you are, not who you actually see at the moment, but who you really are inside. The person that's in there that's been trying to come out, but you don't know how to get that person, that part of you out, that person, that part of you out of you. But it's in there deep and it's fighting and you feel it kicking and wanting to come out. You need to look yourself in the mirror every day and tell yourself the characteristics of that person that you feel inside of you until you see that person in the physical realm on you, walking daily. Look yourself in the mirror. Yes, it is hard to build the life that you want because you have to deal with yourself. You have to deal with past mistakes. You got to correct those things, but it will come together. Nothing good happens but it takes time. A diamond becomes a diamond through pressure, okay? It doesn't just become a diamond just because. Pressure makes it a diamond. And that's what's going to make us diamonds. Through pressure, through realization of who we want to be. And every day, take time to love yourself, just to put positive things into yourself. So don't just eat healthy. Eating healthy is a big part of that, but we also have to work on our mental states, because a lot of us are mentally not where we need to be, just as a people, because of a lot of things, oppression, and just the way we grow up. So we have to also work on our mental health, relearning how to be a better us mentally, thinking outside of the box. We got to move outside of the box. Like I said, it takes time, but it will manifest itself. Take your time. Write down your visions, your ideas. Make your vision board. Whatever you want to see happen in your life, take the time and write that stuff down so that God can manifest it, so that you can actually help manifest it. Because I don't want you to think that God is going to be a genie and say, "Doo." No, He's asking you to write it down and you begin to move in it, and then He'll open up the doors. All right? So thank you so much once again for joining Eat African and American. And I'll be back again with another smoothie idea. And who knows what else I'll talk about next time. But stay tuned. Thank you so much for joining me. Have a great and awesome Monday.